Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
In fact, right now at 5, 2 exclusive breaking news stories from the Local 4 defenders. First, white boy Rick Wershe, one critical step closer to being released.
But we begin with major developments involving Floyd Galloway. He's the person of interest in the murder of Danielle Stieslicki. Only Defender cameras are rolling as police searched his Berkeley home today in hopes of finding new evidence. Yesterday's search through Hines Park, though, turned up nothing.
Today, they were back at Galloway's home. We bring in Defender Karen Drew, who was the only reporter at the scene. Karen?
Well, Devin and Kim, a very big day here. Floyd Galloway's home had been searched before by Farmington Hills Police in the disappearance of Danielle Stieslicki. Today, Livonia officers wanted to search Galloway's home to look for clues in the sexual assault attack of a female jogger. So, with search warrant in hand, they showed up, and so did our Defender surveillance cameras. The police presence is heavy. Officers from Livonia and Berkeley gather in front of Floyd Galloway's home on Oxford Street. Search warrant is in hand. They've got a list of what they're looking for, but can't say exactly what as the warrant is sealed. Sources telling me there were certain items they wanted to find in relation to the attack of a female jogger in Hines Park. The same attack Galloway is charged with. To their surprise, when they went inside, the house was empty, cleared out. After they searched Galloway's home here on Oxford and Berkeley, their work wasn't over. They headed to Royal Oak. This is the house they went to next, this home on Benjamin, where Floyd and his wife had been living the past few months with Floyd's mother-in-law. Mrs. Galloway, this is Karen Drew from Channel 4. No answer, but I can tell you police asked Galloway's wife for other items they were looking for, and she gave them to the officers. Sources telling me they were, quote, items of potential interest. Now, I did talk to some witnesses that saw those officers arrive to the Royal Oak house. They tell me police took items out of Floyd Galloway's wife's car. Some things that were found by the passenger seat. They filled a bag. Now, I don't want to go into more detail of exactly what was collected because obviously that could affect the case. But Livonia police saying everything will be laid out come August 1st, and that's when Floyd Galloway has his exam.
Now, Galloway's wife, you didn't track down there, but what's her interaction been with police over this search?
Overall, pretty uncooperative over all of this. Today, they did contact her when they arrived at the Berkeley house, and they said, listen, you know, we can bust down the door, or do you want to open it up? So she came over, she opened the door, she let them in, and then they went to the Royal Oak home. They followed her, and she was willing to hand over those items that they were looking for. So a little bit of change, but she still stands in support of her husband, Floyd.
Okay. Now let's get over to Kim. More breaking news today involving Rick Wershe. Kim?
Yeah, Karen and Devin. Now to our other big Defenders exclusive. Moving day may be coming soon for white boy Rick Wershe. Prison officials have moved at lightning speed to get his release papers since his parole on Friday, and they've just arrived, but now Florida awaits. Let's get to Defender Kevin Dietz with more.
Richard Wershe doesn't know when they are coming, but the Florida Department of Corrections has been notified to pick him up. His parole is classified as non-fixed date, which means Florida can take him out of Michigan as soon as they want him.
I think come and get him right now. All right, they can say, we want him right now. We're going to have transportation for him. Make sure that he's ready.
Ralph Musili is Wershe's attorney. He was hoping to resolve Wershe's Florida sentence before he left Michigan by asking a huge favor of Florida officials to switch his sentence from consecutive to concurrent, which would have made Wershe's time in Michigan prison count for Florida, allowing Wershe to walk out of his Michigan prison a free man. Musili now believes Wershe will be in a Florida prison when a decision is made.
He thinks that the game is over once he leaves Michigan. And as I told him yesterday, I'm not going to abandon you. All right, if he's in Florida, well, we have people in Florida. I'll call a couple of favors in and say, okay, do this, see if we can do that. If I have to, I'll fly down there and assist in the arguing of the case.
Local 4 legal expert Neil Rockine has followed the Wershe saga closely. He says the law is clear. Wershe must do his time in Florida unless the judge or state officials make a very unusual exception.
It's rare, but in this particular case, rare doesn't mean impossible. And in this case, there are very good reasons for the judge to pull that lever.
So to be clear, Werschy does have to serve his 30-day mandatory hold here in Michigan. That will expire in mid-August. Then Florida will be here very quickly to pick him up. They will not announce when that's going to happen exactly for Werschy's own safety. His attorney says he is confident that he will be safe during the transport, and he will be contacted as soon as Werschy ends up in a facility down in Florida. But Florida will be here very quickly as soon as that 30-day mark expires. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
So how soon after that do you think Werschy's attorney can get him in front of a judge in Florida? Kevin?
Yeah, they're going to try and move quick, file a motion maybe in 2 weeks, but then Florida gets a chance to respond to that. Then they set a court date. So that may be 6-8 weeks before they get a chance to actually argue Werschy's case. Werschy by then will almost certainly be in Florida.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And with that, O.J. Simpson learned after 9 years in a prison in Nevada, he will soon be a free man. O.J.
Simpson won't get out of prison right away, though. He'll have to wait until October.
As of today, this parole hearing played out today, though, one thing was very clear, and that was that the murder charges that he faced in the death of his wife, Nicole, and Ron Goldman were not a factor in this parole matter. Jay Gray live outside the Lovelock Correctional Facility in Nevada. Jay?
Good evening. Most legal observers said they thought O.J. Simpson would be paroled here today, but few thought that his hearing would stretch for more than an hour, and many say they were also surprised by what they heard inside. The hearing began with a bit of judicial housekeeping and a series of questions as Simpson was asked to explain how and why he was part of an armed robbery in 2007. In essence, his answer repeated his testimony during the trial, offering an explanation instead of what was expected to be contrition or remorse for the crime.
It was my property. I wasn't there to steal from anybody, and I would never, ever pull a weapon on anybody.
The hearing stretched out much longer than expected, over an hour, with Simpson often referring to his family and what he described as a renewed commitment to his Christian faith.
I've basically spent a conflict-free life.
But not free of controversy. One of the board members referring to his 1994 murder trial after the brutal stabbing deaths of his ex-wife Nicole Brown and friend Ron Goldman.
The majority of the opposition letters are asking us to consider your 1995 acquittal and subsequent civil judgment. However, these items will not be considered in this case.
The panel also heard from his daughter, who at times was emotional.
He's like my best friend and my rock.
And one of the victims in the robbery also spoke on his behalf.
It's time to give him a second chance.
Simpson closed his comments with what had been a highly anticipated apology.
I've spent 9 years making no excuses about anything. I am sorry.
Then the board met briefly behind closed doors before announcing their decision.
My vote is to grant your parole effective when eligible.
Simpson breathing a sigh of relief and bowing his head.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
October 1st is the earliest he could be released from prison. And Simpson has informed the board that he plans to live in Florida after his release. In Lovelock, Nevada, I'm Jay Gray, Local 4.
All right, Jay, there were a lot of other parts to this. 4 of the people accused of being accomplices in the case took plea deals. They ended up testifying against Simpson. A 5th stood trial, was convicted, but that conviction was later overturned when the Nevada Supreme Court ruled that that accomplice had been denied a fair trial. All right, now let's get to the weather. A warm, steamy day, and you know what that means. A threat of severe storms, maybe. 4Live radar, they're clear for now. But all that humidity, you can kind of feel it boiling up.
Oh, you know it. Let's get over to Ben. The threat isn't going away anytime soon either, right, Ben?
Yeah, and it's funny because compared to the last couple days, these numbers are actually a little bit cooler and the humidity has dropped. But all in all, it is still warm and humid out there. No doubt about that. We're at 86 in Metro. We've had some clouds move over, which has sort of kept a lid on temperatures. But compared to yesterday at this time, we're about 3 to 6 degrees cooler. And that humidity has gone down just a skosh, but it is still obviously muggy out there. For those reasons, it looks like that storm threat is going to remain south of us tonight. Very typical July warmth as we get into the low and mid 80s here late this afternoon, skating into the 70s, keeping the humidity around, and those severe storm threats are only just around the corner. We'll take a look at when they finally come back in a few minutes. Guys?
Ben. Wires and poles come down in a southwest Detroit neighborhood, and yet, very luckily, no one loses power. Happened on Clark and Verner. DTE says it appears a dump truck truck caught one of the cables, and that started the domino effect of the poles coming down. But not only did no one lose power, but no one was hurt either. A police chase on Detroit's west side ends when a car hits a gas meter.
This is what the scene looked like this morning on Freeland Street, just south of 8 Mile. People in one home had to evacuate while crews repaired a gas leak. Nobody was hurt, but police are still searching for that driver.
New at 5.
And we are just getting started here on the News at 5.
Yeah, much more ahead, including skateboarding legend Tony Hawk and his huge plans for downtown Detroit. Coco?
Big news coming out of the city of Highland Park today that's been 15 years in the making. We'll tell you what it could mean to residents and some of these vacant buildings in the city.
On Detroit's west side, Easter morning, she jumped from the 7th floor. Medics did not think she would survive.
When I sat up in the window, I just prayed and just begged God not to let me die.
She did survive. 6 surgeries later, she wants to set the record straight about why she jumped.
The Walk. New at 6.
This guy's not out for a jog. He is trying to stop a crew of thieves who took something very important to him, and it wasn't long before that chase led to another one.
Plus, the complaints keep coming against controversial Macomb County Clerk Karen Springer, but this time law enforcement is involved. The story is new at 6.
All right, first now here at 5, back on Easter as this apartment complex on Grand River in Detroit burned. Kia Brown was forced to make an impossible decision.
As the flames raged behind her, she jumped from a window on the 7th floor. Sean Lay spoke to her today, and Sean, just an amazing story of survival here.
Kimberly, I was here that morning covering that fire. People did not think Kia Brown would make it. She hit right here in the grass. Look up over here. Count the floors with me all the way to number 7 where the plastic is hanging out. People did not think Kia would make it, but she's back here at this very building today telling us how she's doing and why she had to jump. It was an intense scene Easter morning at Roberts Apartments on Grand River in Detroit. A woman forced to jump from her burning apartment. Antonio Smith was trying to catch her. Were you able to catch her?
Well, we caught her, but she kind of bounced off and hit the ground.
Kia Brown jumped from the 7th floor. She hit so hard the ground shook. Medics that day didn't think she would make it. This is Kia today, back living at that same building. Her scar is a daily reminder that she is a survivor.
It's a plate here. I broke my humerus. It's a rod in my arm.
Collapsed lungs, broken pelvis, 6 surgeries, and somehow she survived. She's smiling. And here to set the record straight that she had to jump.
The fire started to burn my back. That's when I started to scream to everybody.
Remember Antonio Smith?
Ever since that happened, I tried to find out how she was doing.
There was a knock at his door last week. It was Kia.
When I said, "Oh, come on in," she just wanted to find me and tell me thank you. I was blown away. I was really blown away.
Was it hard to come back here?
Yes, very. Very determined to walk. I can't stay seated. Like, this is, I can't, I'm not wheelchair bound. I'm really not, like, I just can't do it.
Take a look at your screen. I want to give you another look at where Kia jumped out of that window on the 7th floor, landing down here as people held out blankets like Antonio Brown put pillows down. But again, she was so critically injured. Kimberly, she has a lot more physical therapy to go through, but she says she will get out of that wheelchair and will be walking again. Back to you.
What a blessing. Sean, do we know what caused that fire, though?
We do. It was accidental, ruled accidental. It was Easter morning, keep in mind. Kia thinks she or someone in the apartment started Easter dinner, cooking preparation. It started in the kitchen, but she doesn't remember anything about that morning at all. She just knows that it started in the kitchen and she had to jump.
Well, she is a blessed woman and just so happy to see her doing well. Sean, we appreciate it.
Me too.
Well, today's sticky, steamy weather is not slowing down today's kickoff of the 58th Annual Ann Arbor Art Fair.
I think the watercolorists always feel that heat is better than rain, right?
Well, that's true.
Sky 4 over the fair. It's actually 4 fairs. The fairs this afternoon as they got underway. But they've taken over 29 blocks of downtown Ann Arbor. There's lots of art, of course, but there's also a lot of music performances, great food, a lot of bargains in the shops in and around the area. More than 1,000 artists are showcased, and the 4-day event is 103. It is one of the best.
It really is.
Any summer.
We are so lucky to have that in our area. I went for the first time last year, and I was just amazed at all the great art.
A little bit of something for everybody.
It really is.
Really
it's
is.
fantastic.
And weather reliant, of course.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't know how to act if it wasn't 90 degrees.
It usually is really steamy for it. That's right.
You know, the good news is I think most of this stretch, they may be able to avoid the thunderstorms because a lot of this is going to be outside of those fairs hours. So we're apparently not going to take a look at those graphics, or we are.
What do you think? Let's flip a coin.
Just make it up.
I can't do much from here, guys.
Draw pictures. Here, you want to start drawing some pictures?
Yeah, here, let's do artist rendering.
Since we're talking about the art fair.
Maybe we want to move on and come back. You want to do that?
Sure.
We'll do that.
We apparently, the little hamster wheel that
I got to
controls
go oil
everything,
something.
You got to go oil the wheel. That's
Phillips head. It's all ball bearings.
Back to Ben in just a second. In the meantime, here's Dr. McGeorge. Frank.
Is your body image having a negative impact on your children? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, the power of what you say even when you think your kids aren't listening.
All right, Doc, but first, a tearful apology in a Macomb County courtroom. What one man is promising to do after making a deadly decision. Next.
A man learns he will spend at least the next 5 years in prison for killing a mother in a hit and run in Sterling Heights.
Julian Janai stood before a judge today at his sentencing. In August of 2015, Linda Kaya and her teen son were crossing the street near the intersection of 14 Mile and Ryan Roads when police say Janai's Cadillac hit them and then kept going. Kaya later died from her injuries. Her son, who was nonverbal, did recover from it. Janai was later arrested, and today he apologized.
I just want everyone to know that since this happened, it's been very hard for me to live with this. And I wish it never happened. And I just want them to know that I'm very sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Judge sentenced him to 71 months to 15 years in prison.
A group of thieves caused a lot of damage trying to steal an ATM on Detroit's west side. It happened early this morning at the Chase Bank off 8 Mile near the Southfield Freeway. The thieves used a U-Haul to try to pull the ATM. It's unclear if they actually got away with any money. Police are searching for that truck involved.
All right, Ben's back. Was this a Control-Alt-Delete thing, or
turn it off and turn it on again?
That's the best.
The hamster was dehydrated.
That's what it is.
He was out of water, so we gave him some, and apparently
the wheel. I can hear the wheel spinning now.
There it is. Yeah. Now let's hope we can get through this. But there were some clouds out there today. That actually worked in our favor. Kept the instability down, kept that storm threat low, and it did, at least for a time, put those numbers into at least areas that we could tolerate in the mid-80s. Temperatures now starting to come back up now that those clouds have faded. So we are going to look for mostly clear skies tonight, and then we'll turn our attention to storm threats as we get a little bit later on into the weekend. Beautiful day to go head out on the lake, and that's what's going on. Jeff's out there in Walled Lake, or on Wolverine Lake, in Walled Lake, going out for a boat ride today, and I'm sure a lot of folks were doing that as well. 86 is our current temperature. We've got a little bit of a wind out there. The heat index is higher than the air temperature, 91. This is still a better number than a lot of us were seeing yesterday when those numbers climbed into the mid and upper 90s. So humidity is a skosh lower, temperature's just a little bit lower, but it's a big help. You can see that boundary is going to continue to go south, so that should keep us, for the most part, storm free. If we do see something pop, it's going to be probably in the southern end of our south zone tonight. Next widespread chance of storms is coming through early on Saturday morning. This is going to be what was a strong line of storms decaying as it gets towards southeast Michigan, but still a possibility that could be stronger, severe, and definitely going to be packing some downpours. And then once we get into the afternoon on Saturday, could see some redevelopment. Again, it depends on the timing of that morning line of storms, so there's still some uncertainty there. And then Sunday afternoon and evening, we'll see another chance of thunderstorms return to the area. 70 tonight with warm and humid conditions. Air is going to be calm, and with not a lot of movement in that atmosphere tomorrow, there is another air quality alert that's in effect. So if you've got breathing issues, stay inside, take it easy. And of course, all those Ozone Action Day tips about don't mow your lawn, fill up your tank after sunset, and all that good stuff applies tomorrow. upper 80s for highs in our south zone tomorrow. And again, humidity will be a little bit higher, so we should still see those heat index readings in the low to mid 90s. Upper 80s in our west zone and north zone temperatures, even though it's going to be a little bit cooler towards the lake. Still 81 there in Lexington. Upper 80s right along M59 for high temperatures tomorrow. So as we get into the upcoming forecast, again, we have that severe risk that returns Saturday, especially with those afternoon chances, and then possibly in the morning as well. Sunday could see some thunderstorms, and then finally some relief on Monday. But decent weekend to be out at Beacon Park. I know you were out there earlier today.
Right? Up there today. It's just gorgeous. It's been a big day over there.
Yeah.
This great new park the DTE's put together over there looks fantastic. Yeah.
Downtown's coming along.
Really
It
is.
is. Yeah. Well, skateboarding legend Tony Hawk has teamed up with Dan Gilbert's Bedrock to bring a new temporary skate park to downtown Detroit.
Exactly. Yep, 4,600 square foot project called Wayfinding Skate Park. It will also include a public art installation. It'll be built in the area of Farmer and Monroe, about 1 block northeast of Campus Martius. Here's a look at the design by Tony Hawk. The park will open August 16th, and it'll stay open until January of next year when Bedrock begins a massive development in that area.
New at 5:30.
He's one special kid. While most teens flip burgers or mow lawns for summer jobs, he's on the cutting edge. What he's doing that's paving the way for the future.
President Donald Trump courting controversy today, criticizing his attorney general. I'm Edward Lawrence in Washington with the latest.
It's dinner time.
Sky 4 is over breaking news right now in Farmington Hills. 14-mile road between Drake and Farmington closed because of this crash. We are awaiting word on whether anyone has been hurt in it, but police have that area blocked off. Keep that in mind if you have yet to head out on your afternoon drive, and it takes you past, again, 14-mile at Drake and Farmington, or between Drake and Farmington. We'll keep you advised.
For the first time in 15 years, Highland Park is in charge of its own building and inspections department.
While that headline might seem minor, it means sweeping changes are coming. Coco McAvoy shows us how this is a huge step in the city's battle against blight.
The city of Highland Park is now targeting several properties with its new control, and it's buildings like this that are high on the city's list.
It is sad we can't come out here at night because of the area.
John Perdue is a longtime Highland Park resident and lives in the senior building next to 21 East Grand.
This building been like this for 2 years now.
And it's an eyesore, covered in graffiti and filled with trash after a fire.
We not safe around here. We not, because if they can let this happen, doesn't matter anything else going around here.
But maybe there is. Mayor Hubert Yap and City Leader Yvette Robinson fought to regain control of Highland Park's building department from the state.
But to continually inspect the units throughout the city to make sure that the landlords are keeping up to code, people that own property are keeping it up to code, that things are actually being done in a way that helps the residents in the city.
The new control doesn't necessarily come with funding to demolish abandoned homes in the city, but it does come with the authority to inspect buildings and give private owners warnings, citations, and possible jail time for violations.
We will have a better quality of housing, rentals, and homeowners. Also, it's a form of consumer protection,
which is something Perdue has been waiting for, so he can live in the Highland Park he remembers from years ago.
I mean, Highland Park was so beautiful, you couldn't even see a rock on the ground. I'm just telling the truth, and the truth don't need no support.
The mayor says the building department will be in full swing come August 1st. In Highland Park, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
President Trump making headlines once more as he tries to focus his day on the war against ISIS. In an interview with the New York Times, the president reflected on his displeasure with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, as well as any expansion of the Russia probe. Ed Lawrence reports from Washington. Edward.
Well, good evening, Devin. The president visited the Pentagon today to get a first-hand briefing on how conflicts around the world are progressing. He wants to fulfill a campaign promise of eliminating ISIS while working on his first major legislative victory.
I, Donald John Trump.
President Donald Trump, 6 months to the day after he was sworn in as Commander-in-Chief, walked into the Pentagon today for a briefing on world conflicts.
And we're doing very well against ISIS.
As the United States battles foes on a world stage, President Trump is fighting for a win in Congress. and at odds with some of his own appointees. The president telling the New York Times he's upset with Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
I have recused myself
for giving up control of the probe into Russian meddling in the election.
Sessions should have never recused himself. And if he was going to recuse himself, he should have told me before he took the job, and I would have picked somebody else.
Democrats saying this proves the president wants to control the investigation.
Certainly it raises the specter of an illegal attempt to stop or limit investigation.
Sessions responded by saying it's an honor to serve as Attorney General, and he's not leaving.
And I plan to continue to do so as long as that is appropriate.
The president adding in his New York Times interview, there is a red line on expanding the investigation into his finances. Some Republicans agree.
To a large degree, this hasn't been driven by the evidence. This is driven by partisan politics to take down the administration.
6 months in, President Trump still looking for his first major legislative victory and still courting controversy. President Donald Trump points to one bright spot that's undeniable. Since Inauguration Day, the stock market has increased more than 20%. There have been some dips, but overall, substantial gains. In Washington, Edward Lawrence, Local 4.
And the other big story in Washington, support pouring in all around the Capitol and from across the country for Arizona Senator John McCain, who has been diagnosed with brain cancer.
So very sad. That announcement from his office says Senator McCain had a blood clot removed from above his left eye last week, and that's when it was discovered he has cancer. The senator is recovering from the surgery, reviewing treatment options with his family and his friends as well. His friends also say he is in good spirits and looking forward to getting back to work. Since Senator McCain's diagnosis went public, there has been a lot of questions about glioblastoma and exactly what it is.
Well, here's Dr. Frank McGeorge with an explanation.
Glioblastomas are the deadliest malignant brain cancers. Now, McCain's tumor was in the front part of the brain, roughly here. Now, the most serious problem with cancers that start in the brain is they're made of brain tissue. So the cancer easily sends out microscopic tentacles and cells that are really impossible to remove. Now, a colleague, Henry Ford neurosurgeon Dr. Steve Kalkanis, treats tumors like this. And he says, even though the average survival is only 14 months, there are several very new genetic and molecular tests that will be done on the tumor. And depending on the findings, McCain may be a candidate for more aggressive treatment or newer experimental trials. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Tonight, the music world is mourning the loss of Chester Bennington, the lead singer of the Grammy Award-winning band Linkin Park. Bennington was found dead this morning inside his Los Angeles home. The LA Fire Department says he died from an apparent suicide. He was married and is survived by 6 children. He was just 41 years old. A family is pleading for help tonight to find the person who murdered a Detroit father.
69-year-old Wilbur Clemens was found beaten to death behind St. Vincent de Paul on Grand River. That was back on June 23rd. Few clues were left behind, and his murder remains unsolved. His family doesn't know why he may have been targeted and is hoping someone knows something and comes forward.
I just hate that I wasn't there for him when this happened to him. And I'm asking anyone that may know anything about what happened to please come forward, because we miss him and he just did not deserve this type of treatment.
Anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. A reward of up to $2,500 is being offered for information that leads to an arrest. On the west side of the state, a woman accused of killing her husband in front of their talking bird has been found guilty. Glenna Durham was convicted in the 2015 death of her husband, Martin. He was found shot to death in the couple's Inslee Township home. Family members say that Durham's pet parrot kept mimicking Martin's last words to his killer. Ultimately, the bird was not, however, used in trial. But that story made its way all over the world as they were considering it.
Lots of people were talking about that one.
Yep.
Ben is here. We're talking about another kind of hot and sticky night tonight.
Yeah, and as we look forward and start making weekend plans, there are definitely some spots you want to avoid, but it looks like there are definitely going to be some places to enjoy.
Time to relax.
Exactly, yeah. So let's go over the severe risk, and we'll start with tonight. A little bit of good news. That has all moved south of us. Even that marginal risk for the south zone has now moved into parts of northern Ohio. So even if we manage to see a shower or a thunderstorm pop up tonight, again, it's probably going to be in our far south zone, but we're not looking for anything severe. Getting into late Friday night, this is a different story. Most of tomorrow will be dry, and it's really the overnight hours heading towards early Saturday that we'll start watching for a line of thunderstorms thunderstorms, which is mostly going to go south and west of us, but we're just going to be on the northern fringe, enough to be watching out for that as we head towards Saturday daybreak. Once we get into the afternoon and evening hours, looks like pretty much most of the state is going to be under that slight risk, so we'll have to keep our eyes, especially on Saturday, for the potential of strong storms. We'll talk more about Sunday and when we can finally see some relief from the heat and humidity coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you, Ben. And good health is your body image having an impact on your children.
Experts say parents may not realize the power that their words have, especially when you think your kids aren't listening. Dr. Frank McGeorge is back with a closer look at that issue. Doc?
Do you like to point out your physical flaws, talk about needing to lose weight, or complain that your nose is too big or crooked? It may seem harmless, but that negative talk can have a lasting impact on your kids' self-esteem.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, watch me point out every flaw. Experts say if you want to build your kids up, quit tearing yourself down.
Daughters and sons listen not only to what their parents say, but then they also watch what they do. So if parents are making comments about their own physical features, it affects the way the kids feel about the parents' physical features as well as their own.
Kate Eshelman, a Cleveland Clinic psychologist, says children with similar features might interpret those comments to reflect on their own appearance. It's important for parents to monitor not only what they say, but how they behave, and that may be particularly true for mothers and daughters. Studies find moms who criticize their own appearance or engage in either extreme dieting or unhealthy eating behaviors are more likely to have daughters who do the same.
The emphasis is always on being healthy and really recognizing that a healthy body can take on many different shapes and forms. So really focusing on physical activity and engaging in that physical activity together, eating healthy meals, doing things like shopping and preparing the food together.
Now, it's not just tweens and teens that are affected. In fact, studies find children start developing an awareness of body image as young as preschool. Remember, those little ears, well, they're listening. Back to you.
You're reminded of that every day, aren't you?
Yes, no, I'm very careful with a 7- and 5-year-old. You can't say anything negative because then they think, well, why is that bad? There's nothing bad. Yeah.
That's right. This morning, Wayne firefighters had a shift to remember.
They were called to a home when a woman went into labor. Once they got there, well, it didn't take long before they helped deliver the baby girl. Joey was born just after 8:30, weighed in at 6 pounds and 8 ounces. Both baby and mom are doing great. What a way to come into the world.
Yeah, great story forever. Yeah. And a girl named Joey.
I like that. That's cool.
Yep. Amazon is diving into a brand new business.
What the site is going to start selling that'll definitely be harder than normal to deliver.
And an officer suspended, a special investigation launched over what happened in this police body camera video, what the officer's accused of doing that led to big trouble for an innocent man.
But first, he's one special kid.
Where I work at, we don't build robots, we fix them.
We'll introduce you to the local teen who's literally building the future next.
Have a